EOM Business Network. So much for one broadcast.
Hello there, very beautiful day to you, and thank you for joining us. You're watching the EOM Business Network, indeed the voice of corporate Nigeria. I am Olorogo Elkanah Mowari. Today on the program, we shall be taking a look at the Nigerian economy from the perspective of industry operators. Also on the lineup is Let's Talk with an array of industry captains. On Spot On, we'll bring you a similarly young but goal-getting industry operator, Fasase Nasiru Additional, who is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of NASKAXE Investment and Property Limited. And on the face-to-face is another young but visionary industry captain, Ukbono Akpantuk, who is the Executive Director of BAYIT Properties and Investment Limited. This is a must-watch. Stay with us. Research reports have shown that any country that desires capacity and quality to enhance productivity for economic growth and development must give adequate attention to human capital. Uloma Weke is Operations Support Manager, DIDI Co. Limited.
As you can see, we do like a number of things, and we also have our own houses where we have tenants that we give services to. So we have to ensure that they have good service that they pay for 24 hours. So every day I have to ensure that little things like there's water for them to use, there's light for them to use. I have to ensure that everything is fine, nobody's complaining, everything is serviced, because most people pay for 24-hour service, power, cleaning, everything. So I have to ensure that all of that is in place on a daily basis, Monday to Sunday. But I think it's very important that there's someone managing the estate, because if you let people do what, it's an estate, so there's supposed to be unity, there's supposed to be uniformity. So if you let people do what they want, there will not be unity in the estate. So somebody has to manage that estate. There has to be dues that you pay for security. There has to be dues that you pay for waste disposal and all of that. So I think it's very important that somebody should manage an estate. You cannot, there can't be harmony if there are many houses in an estate and there's nobody managing it. So it's not good.
Chinedu Abasili is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of FESS Industrial Ventures.
I will first of all start with education. I think everybody should be educated, irrespective of the business or the field you want to go into. With education, you have the power to uphold any conversation. You're enlightened about the current affairs of the country, because as they say, the policies of the country is what affects every business. After that, I think you have to understand your strength and what you can do. And lastly, a mentor. Whatever field or endeavor you are trying to go into, get a mentor. You will learn from their mistakes. I'm not saying you will not make mistakes, you will make your own mistakes, but not the mistakes that someone has made. So those are the key factors that I think anybody that wants to go into business should start off with. The experience we're having is with this dollar increment. This is not the first time we've experienced this, but it affects the sales and the production of the business. Aside that, I think any challenge that we see, we can face it, but it's just the dollar increment that's our major challenge currently now. So my name is Chinedu Abasili. I'm the CEO of FESS Industrial Equipment. We are into the supply and installations of bakery equipment, fast food equipment, restaurant equipment, market equipment. We have been in business for a while now, and we have always have a strong value to create opportunity, one, in employment, to employ the youth in Nigeria.
This is FESS Blossom and Flourish Homes Limited. FESS Blossom and Flourish Homes Limited. Call us now. FESS Blossom and Flourish Homes Limited. Your comfort and satisfaction is our pride. Oluwa Tayo Dada is the Chief Operating Officer of BTDC Hub.
We advertise our products on social media, and we've been working remotely for the past 5 years. Our major targets between the age of 16 to 50, most of them are tech savvy, and they're always on social media. So we advertise our product on Instagram. And so the first thing first, on a daily basis, to ensure that yes, the content we put out to advertise, they are top-notch, free of errors on all social media platforms. Then afterwards, we receive inquiries from clients and perhaps people that we've been working with before, and they may be asking us when will they get their service delivered, because we stick to time and quality at BTDC. So we ensure that, okay, the service is going out as well in due. And if there are any other lapses in codes, so we checkmate all of that before delivering the service fully to the customers. Trainings as well, I ensure that the venue is ready to receive people for the trainings and ensure that, yes, other team members also doing their job as that's meant to. The first thing first is we all need to agree as individuals and that we caused this at first. Why? Because of our population. And we have little industry to accommodate everyone just leaving school. So if you look at the number of students coming out from the university, even to go for NYSC, it's always large. Everyone needs to find out what makes them different from another person.
This is FESS Industrial Ventures. FESS Industrial Ventures, call us now on our hotline 080-6755-9502. DIDI Coal Limited. Welcome to our world.
And we're into real estate marketing. Also short-let apartments. If you want an apartment, you just want to stay for a very short period of property management. We have over 100 properties in our portfolio. Travel and tourism, property development. There's a project that's ongoing, Young Homes Phase 6, located at Ikota GRA. Facility management, talent management, and also agro-allied services.
DIDI Coal Limited. Call us now on our premium number. Segun Ogumade is the Chief Executive Officer of DRICH Homes Limited.
The DRICH home started some years ago, not as a DRICH home, but we are partnering with other developers. This is what we started since 2015, study the business. This is what we are doing until 2 years ago, where we felt that the DRICH home can stand alone. Since we started, the DRICH homes have been doing well. We started with the phase 1 of our estate, phase 2 of our estate, 3 of our estate. Now we are in phase 4. Presently, we are hoping to open the one in Akure, but very soon we also move to Lagos. We appreciate everything that we have been doing well in the DRICH homes, and we hope to do better in future. Our vision is to be a leading and one of the biggest developers in Nigeria in providing real estate services, and as well to ensure that every Nigerian have a home they can call their own. This is what the government believes in. That is why you see government try as much as possible to provide mass housing and other things like that. And this thing started long ago, even the years of Shagari. We have low-cost buildings and other things that in every other states then. So this is what our mission all about. And what we have achieved so far, with our phase 1, phase 2, we had over 500, 600 subscribers. Not to just have the subscribers. The buildings that we can say, yes, this is what people are doing. People have started building, people already completed buildings, and this is our own belief. This is what we have achieved so far, and we'll continue with this till we get to the end of our mission in Nigeria. In the DRICH homes, we are into site and services. What I mean by site and services is we have our estate, we allow individuals to buy land, then we also build up to carcass for people to buy. Then at the same time, we sell land within our estate, where you can come in with your engineers, supervised by our own engineers, to build up your house, to build all your buildings. And as well, we also manage properties for both private and corporate bodies in the DRICH homes. We want a global recognition for the DRICH homes. We want to be recognized globally. This is what we are expecting the DRICH homes to be, a global recognition based on what we are doing in the DRICH homes. If I may say, government have a very, very good innovation, a tremendous innovations in the country. The problem we are facing, the people in charge of it. For example, if you have to register a company, To register a company, supposed to take 3 days, highest 5 days, for you to get a certificate of your company. But in our country, it takes 3 months. You should ask a question. Does it mean that the people in charge are not competent? Are they lazy, or the system did not put the right people in place? So it's a challenge coming to the real estate in Nigeria, coming to every other aspect you may mention in Nigeria. I think the government is doing well with their innovations, but the people, we are the problem in the country. So if government can do more, or the system can do more to do a business in the country, will be so good, and you won't have any much challenge doing your business in the country. If most of all these things are put in place, if you have to carry file, carry the file. If you have to do this, do this. If it is online, somebody should upload immediately. In the next 2 hours, let that thing be approved and we get it done. When you talk of collapse building, for example, checking this particular city as an example, Abuja has. In Abuja, hardly we hear anything like collapse building because developers are working in Abuja. Where you have the issue of collapse building is where a layman, a bricklayer, is handling a project that they cannot handle. When an architect in their drawing will introduce 25 columns, a bricklayer will remove and reintroduce 15 columns. Also, a bricklayer, a layman, will use materials. For example, when you actually use a 20 mm iron rod, a layman who doesn't know much about building, who doesn't know much about what the structure all about, we introduce a 10 mm, 12 mm that cannot withstand such structure.
Olatunji Obasanjo is the Chief Executive Officer of First Blossom and Flourish Homes Limited.
The real background of First Blossom and Flourish Homes. We started like yesterday. We built the company gradually. We started with Blossom before we come to First Blossom and Flourish. My first estate, that one I will call the background of this company because I started with Blossom Estate, the estate I work for first. That's why I made this name. I stayed like 2 years on the property, so I couldn't sell one. I market, I struggle, I did all I can do. I left the property. Somebody introduced another property to me, and I look at it, I project it, I go through it, I look at that the property is genuine and it's more okay. I can also use it. So from there, I changed my name from Blossom to Flourish. That was 2015. So from there, I started getting Flourish. And I look at it that this Flourish, I have to add that first Blossom, that Blossom. So that's where this First Blossom and Flourish come from. My mission is to become one of the best all over the world. We started from Abuja here, Lugbe Airport Road. Our mission is to have our estates in every state in Nigeria, like Lagos, Ilorin, Port Harcourt, Ibadan, and Ikiri, my town. I have mission to have more estates. Yeah, our service is very affordable because we look at Nigeria now, they are into rents apartments. It's not everybody that can afford to build a house, especially in this Abuja. But we in this First Blossom of Flourish Nigeria Limited, we are creating easy access for people to have their own house. We are creating chance for people to become their own landlord. We cannot be paying house rent for you. When you look at what people pay in house rent, some will pay 500,000, 1 million, 1.5, 2 million for house rent. But we will make easy way for people that, okay, we have a land that acquired by government. We are doing deed of partition for people that everybody can buy land, you build your house. You have simple house that you build, like 3-bedroom bungalow, 4-bedroom penthouse, 5-bedroom penthouse. It will depend on your choice. So the land we sell from the rate of 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. The one we sell 2 million, if you come to us that you have 50%, we take. There are some people that will tell us that they have 500,000, they want to deposit it. I have clients that pay me 50,000 every month. I have clients that pay me 100,000 every month. So with this, it make people to follow us. You can say we have made people to become on their own landlord. A lot of people that don't even believe they can build their own house in the heart of Abuja. We advise them, if you have 100,000, once we acquire a lot for you, with 200,000 you can buy it, you can buy cement, you can buy, you do something. We have an estate plot that we have acquired already, departed into square meter by square meter. When you buy our land, we'll give you a prototype of house that public approach to us to build. That's what we push. We must build into our own prototype. So we have a prototype that give you your dream. So then we build the house of it. Anybody that come here, we don't do any other thing that we are into real estate. We make people to pay on their own language in the heart of Abuja. The way I operate my business, I don't do competition with anybody. I have other developers around us. Some will bring their price down, some do, some here, some there. We have over 50 developers. But me, I did my own to satisfy people's minds. I don't operate on what other people do. So I did my own in a way that all my clients that subscribe to me, they must have their own comfort with.
We are called DRICH Homes Limited. Real estate property developer. DRICH Homes Limited. Call us now. Fazazi Nasiru Additional is the Chief Executive Officer of NASKAXE Investment and Property Limited.
NASKAXE Investment and Property Limited is a company registered to operate real estate firm in Nigeria, also real estate marketing, estate management. It was registered 2019. The company is still new, but the company has done much, so we won't say it's new. And again, the name NASKAXE is an old name. It's a name that came up while I was in my secondary school, and I already had a dream at that time that I really want to have a company that bears NASKAXE. And today we have NASKAXE Investment and Property Limited, registered in Nigeria. Our vision is to ensure that every Nigerian have a home, a well-deserved home. We are working towards that, but we ensure that in the next few years we will get there. At NASKAXE Investment and Property Limited, we provide home for people, also for those that are willing to buy land, they want to develop gradually. It's a secured platform for everyone. And when you have a secured platform, and that gives everybody confidence to come into the business, and that is what we have provided in NASKAXE Investment and Property Limited. Still not something to talk about because we're not there. When you want to talk about real estate, you have to talk about infrastructure, and infrastructure is what drives the development of every nation, and that has really not grown to the extent where what we want. So it's still part of the difficulties and the challenges that is being faced by the real estate in Nigeria. NASKAXE is a new company, just barely like 2 or 3 years, and but I have been in the business of real estate for about 12 years here in Abuja. I understood the system, how it works, and during the time of pandemic, which generally affected the whole nation in the world, we tried as much as we can, and we didn't lay off any of our staff. We also didn't pay half salary because we were here before the pandemic. We had plans on ground for such events that will come up. That really helped us so much. We were able to pass through it, and today we are where we are. NASKAXE Investment and Property Limited is ahead of many companies because we're also into innovation. We already have created, as of today, what we call the African Real Estate Mobile Office, which has really helped our company. That has made real estate easier in terms of finance, client management, in terms of property documentation. Also, for those that are even not in Nigeria, they have access to all the platforms. They can access their funds, and that has given us a edge ahead of some other companies. In terms of construction, we ensure that we're up to standard. I will smile because what I have in mind is growing beyond where we are today. NASKAXE has come too far to back out of the real estate firm, but rather we face the challenges ahead of us. We look in the future that we already have an operating office in the UK. We are also looking at opening an office in Dubai and the United States of America and some other parts also. And in the next few years, we should be able to cover the world. We want NASKAXE everywhere. The ease of operating business in Nigeria is quite challenging. Why? Because when you do not have a stable policy, policies are what affects businesses or investment. When there are no proper policy, when I mean the policy, we're talking about a long-term policy which could help everyone believe and trust to invest. And but currently we are discussing with policymakers and governors, senators, and so many of them to see how they are going to put up a policy that will have a long term that would encourage people and secure people to invest into the real estate.
NASKAXE Investment and Property Limited. Welcome to our world. Real estate, estate management, land, lease, property investment, and a lot more. NASKAXE Investment and Property Limited. Call us now on our hotlines. BTDC Hall. BTDC Hall. Call us now. Nigerians have continued to struggle with the challenge of house shortage. This is very sad. The good news, however, is that at BAYIT Properties and Investment Limited, we are positioned to be the foremost real estate service provider offering world-class housing and real estate solutions. BAYIT Properties and Investment Limited. Call us now on our hotline 070-325-00306, 090-8299-7007. Ukbono Akpantuk is the Executive Director of BAYIT Properties and Investment Limited.
BAYIT was founded on the ground to solve basically housing problems in Nigeria. In 2011, the former Minister of Housing, Ms. Pepil, she did a broadcast. She said that Nigerians are currently having housing deficits. She said in her comment that about 80% of Nigerians are currently living in a deplorable house, meaning that most of them don't have access to potable water, they don't have access to good roads and all the likes. And myself, I've been an investor from time immemorial anyway, investing in real estate, investing in stocks and bonds and all the rest. Now, having a high real estate. Now, looking at comments, stupidly inspired me. I was like, wow, this is a problem in Nigeria that can be solved. And of course, in Nigeria, to make money in Nigeria, you must have to solve problems. And I saw, wow. And now, if they estimate that annually, the country needs like 700,000 house units per annum, span over 20 years to solve this problem. The question now is, how can we fit in to solve that problem? That was how the idea of going to real estate business came into being. And then in 2015, I met my partner and colleague, my brother, Mr. Judah Mole. Roberts together, and then we'll see how to solve this problem. And I tell you the truth, in 2017, the company was incorporated, and so far so good. I tell you that we are making waves in industry. The mission of the company is basically to provide real estate and housing services. Providing real estate services at world-class standard, in the world-class standard, ethical manner, with all manner of professionalism. That's our mission. And then the vision then was we're looking at being the foremost real estate company in Nigeria and all at large. So we are looking at probably being second to none in industry. And yet it takes time, it takes effort, it takes work, but definitely we're going to get there. Our new major business is that we develop new lands, real estate. Currently, we have about 11 estates we're developing across the country, here in the east, here in the south, and all around Nigeria. One, we do land survey. Two, like I earlier said, we sell land and properties, buildings and virgin lands. And then we also do architectural drawings, so do structural designs and all the rest. So everything that pertains to the real estate industry, that's our business. This is a one-stop shop to solve all real estate issues in Nigeria. Obviously, for the past few years in Nigeria, the sector has been growing leaps and bounds. Although there was a shortfall, like so to speak, in 2020, during the lockdown, when there was an all-round global economy that was shut down. I think that in that period, the sector took a nosedive. But as at the last quarter of 2020, the sector also picked up again. So I think it's growing leaps and bounds. I will check very well. We have so many estate firms in the country right now, and all is still in the bid to solve the same problems. So definitely it's growing sporadically, I must say. When I look at the country today, the world at large, I get scared. And I must say this, reason being that the youth these days, they prefer going into fraud, cybercrime. My fear is this: cybercrime does not and cannot build the economy. Cybercrime does not and cannot guarantee a future in the country. What guarantees future of the economy, what guarantees growth in the economy is one, education. But youth these days, they will tell you, school is a scam, learning trade is waste of time. That's always their words, and I get scared. The fact is that there is no shortcut to business, to success, no shortcuts. Success takes time. Success, you must labor through it. Success, you must work your ass on it. Success is that language, but that's the truth. So my advice to them: let them get a skill. Let them learn. Let them be mentored by those making success in industry. Because like I earlier said, cybercrime does not guarantee a future.
We are one of the first set of people that work with them there.
Now ventured into an arm of business which...
And that's a good point to call it a wrap on today's package of the EOM Business Network. Thank you very much for spending your valued time with us. We hope it was worth your while. But just in case you missed out on any aspect of it, then you can come with us to any of our other portals, as you can see on the screen. Our sincere gratitude to you, our sponsors, for your continued interest and support. Always remember, with you and us, we are champs. Oh yes, I remain Olorogo Elkanah Mowari. Please, let's do this again, same time, same channel next week. We'll see you then.